Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ejaz sir, his colleagues, guests on the dais. Thank you very much for inviting me to share a few experience and to share some thoughts about my personal life and the experience I am having here. At the outset, I will say one thing that I have seen both sides of the coin for the last 30, almost 40 years. I was on the professional side of the accounting profession, and now I am the chairman of the Federal Board of Revenue. And I have also seen the various economic sectors and sections of the economy. What I can foresee that Pakistan may be passing through a difficult age in the economic life, and things at times may not look as bright as it appears should have appeared. But my experience for the last 40 years and what I can foresee is that the return on the equity and return on the investment in Pakistan in the years to come, maybe from 2020 to 2030, I can guarantee you, based on my experience, not as Chairman FBR, but as the student of economics, that they may be one of the highest in the world. And why I am saying so? It's not just a dialogue. Why I am saying so that Pakistan and Nigeria are the two Muslim countries, which will have a population of something like 250 million people in another 2-3 years, 4-5 years. It is all the management of the human resources, because in my view, the future of the world depends on the management of the human resources, the human capital. The human mind is ultimately going to be the biggest assets for any society. And being an accountant, I would say that the human resources or the population of any country is an asset for that country. But if you don't manage the asset properly, then it becomes a liability. So at the moment, the population and the human resources of Pakistan appears to be a liability to us, but actually it is an asset for us, because we can cater for very high quality human resources from our people. And I think what the whole objective of the CEO club and things, that people, all the human resources have developed the societies at large. We have seen China, the same people. We have seen India. We have seen other countries. We have developed the human resources, and ultimately things have totally changed. And let me share my personal experience that I have, in my personal life, ran four institutions. I was the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountant 1 year, 8 years as a council member. I am the managing trustee of in the Sindh SIUT, where I run the hospital, on a very big hospital. I am effectively the manager of that hospital. I ran A. Ferguson Company for 40 years, and now I am running FBR. So now when I am running the FBR, I feel that those jobs were very, very easy jobs. They were extremely easy jobs. And the basic, I would say, the basic reason of why I am saying so, that was easy job, and this is a difficult. That was easy, and this is difficult, because at the moment, I have got 21,500 staff and below 16 grade uh, in the FBR. I have got bailiffs, and we don't use a bailiff anymore. I got 500 bailiffs. I have got daftaris who don't need it. So but the problem, what I am feeling and what I think is a need for the day, is that the way I am not talking about anything like harassment and corruption and things like that. The way those people have been trained, those have been educated, those have been, I would say, developed. Gradually the things are improving, but originally they have not been tuned to the modern business and the commercial requirements. Culturally, an officer of the taxation officer, he generally tries to imitate Deputy Commissioner of the city. And Deputy Commissioner of the city tried to imitate the Deputy Collector who used to be in the past. That he should have power to execute and to things. So there is a need for a very serious realignment of the human resources of all the government sectors. It's not the question of only the particular Federal Board of Revenue or any other organization. There's a need for very close coordination between the two, because you people are dealing in a totally different world. But I presume, and I rest exactly what we are doing, and it is a blessing for us that we are, by the time we are now in 2019 and 2020 onward, the technology has developed so much that we can bypass the people. And the technology has become so easy and so cheap that there is a possibility that our process of documentation of the economy or the elimination of the harassment, elimination of discretion of the power and things like that, that can be resolved by the proper use of technology. For example, just an example, we have launched yesterday, just last week, an app through which any salaried person can file his return of income, and he has to do only 8 steps, which are in Urdu and English both, and he can file the return of income. So technology is going to ultimately, we can do geo-mapping of the industries, we can do, so things are, to that gap which is arisen, that gap is going to be filled by the technology, and that will resolve a bulk of our issues. Just to conclude by saying this, that I have been brought to Islamabad, but the life in Karachi was much more enjoyable, and maybe since I lived there all my life, that was better. That looked to me a different kind of life. But there is a very close need, very close need to that there should be more interaction and intake of the professionals in the government circle, because we are thinking in a different manner, and the person who is applied in the government, who is trained in a different kind of environment, who has got a totally different mindset, and they work in a totally different thing. Let me just conclude about the positivity about Pakistan. I will say only another thing which is very important for us, for all of you. When I joined Ferguson as a senior partner in 2014, we did a survey that what is the future of the firm, and the future of the firm depends on the future of the clients. That if my client doesn't earn any money and doesn't earn any profit, then I will not, the firm should change its style of business, change its character of business, change its human resources and things like that. And we did independent study of the profitability of the whole client base of the A. Ferguson company, which I was heading at that time. I am talking about 2014. And we hired the English consultant for that. And you will be shocked, and it will be good to listen about it, that we learned that none of our clients earned less than 20% return on equity for last 5 years. So this is the rate of profitability in Pakistan. The second question is whether we pay tax or not, that I don't want to discuss. But the question is that none of my clients were losing money. And I am talking about the 14. And that's why, and they were making profits much higher than the general average in the comparative regions. So this is a very, I would say, reasonable country for investment. Unfortunately, we have the perception, the environment we create about us. Whenever we discuss in the government circle ease of doing business, and Prime Minister usually says to me that one of the person, whenever I talk to anyone, that which is the biggest hurdle in the Pakistanis of doing business, the first one they say FBR, and maybe rightly so. So there is a very big issue of perception and the reality. But what we have to understand, and that it will be hard fact, that in Pakistan there is a very serious disequilibrium in the distribution of tax actually being paid. We have only 2.5 million tax filers, and there are a lot of businesses, especially in the trading side, in the wholesale and retail trade and other sides, whose contribution is not commensurate with which it should have been. And let me say another thing, that we have a very high level of what I call documented non-documentation. When I say documented non-documentation, means that we have got 50 million plus bank accounts. But how many of those bank accounts are declared in the income tax return? That is pathetic. So those are documented economy, but those accounts are not declared in the returns which are filed with us. So we face all the kind of dilemmas in our life when we deal with these things. But I think I've taken more time with more than what I have assigned. Let me say to you that the future of Pakistan will definitely be better than what we have seen in the past. Thank you very much.